Last time on the SBD World's Strongest Man, 6 of the best in strength athletics began their quest for a spot in this year's final. The singing strongman from Australia, Eddie Williams, waltzed his way to a win in the first event. Then, the hungry rookie, Canada's strongest cop, Tristan Hoth, took wins in the second and third event and is now leading the group in points. But veterans like Great Britain's Luke Stoltman and America's Trey Mitchell and Kevin Ferris all yearn to return to the championship final for another crack at the title. The conclusion of Group 1's qualifying round in the 2024 SBD World's Strongest Man starts now.
It's a big Myrtle Beach welcome to the 2024 SBD World's Strongest Man. We're midway through our first qualifying group with the 2017 World's Strongest Man, Eddie Hall, standing by. Eddie, here in South Carolina, we've seen some big surprises in the 3 events so far, with Tristan Hoth of Canada leading the way.
Yeah, Tristan Hoth, I've not seen too much of him. I know he won the Magnus Classic, and I know he's won the Strongman Champions League, but their competition's in their own element. World's Strongest Man is way, way above, and he's doing so good so far.
Absolutely. Canada's strongest cop, they call him. He's leading the way with the rest of the group under Hoth, but there's just 1 point between him and Luke Stoltman and Eddie Williams, with the 2 American athletes, Kevin Ferris and Trey Mitchell, a distance back off the stone-off positions. Now we've got the car walk and first off the Globe Viking press coming up. Do Kevin and Trey still have a chance of making the final?
Well, I don't think Kevin has got that good an overhead to make up any points, and also the car walk, it's just so heavy, and these guys are so big and strong. He's got his hands full here. Trey, his overhead is phenomenal. He's just so strong in the shoulders. I think even with a bad leg, he will beat everyone in the Viking press. Car walk, on the other hand, because of the injury in the Achilles heel, I think that's where he may fall down.
Okay, a lot riding on this next event then. It is the Globe Viking press. For the action, it's over to our commentators again, Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace.
Well, thank you, James. Thanks, Eddie. I'm Danny Wallace, alongside the venerable and fragrant Colin Bryce, here for the continuation of Group 1's contest. Current leaderboard after 3 events has Tristan Hoth currently in the lead with 15 points. 2-way tie for second with Stoltman and Williams. Let's see if their next event, the Globe Viking press, can put some more distance between these scores, Colin.
Well, this is the Globe Viking press, and it's inspired from the Titan, the Greek mythology, where Atlas held up the globe. 330 pounds to be lifted overhead for as many reps as possible in 60 seconds. We've seen Kevin Ferris go already, and a pretty impressive 11 reps compared to the pole, who managed just 10. So we have 2 pairs to go.
Representing the United States, Trey
First in the next pair is, of course, Trey Mitchell, former Texan farmhand,
Australia,
and against,
the singing
well, we call him the singing strongman.
Eddie Williams.
Beautiful voice, Eddie Williams.
Yes, the school teacher teaches autistic children. That's his day job, but singing and strongman is really what he loves. And Mitchell on the left-hand side, as Eddie Hall said, he is prodigiously powerful in the shoulders, though Eddie Williams using his legs well.
Down, 6, down.
Both hunting down the 11 reps of Ferris. Mitchell should breeze past that, though Eddie Williams, those long arms, starting to struggle a bit on 9.
Well, Mitchell now equals Ferris's 11. What more can he bring?
Williams, you can rest. Both he and Mitchell have gone down. Mitchell on 13, though. I think if he blasts out another couple, Mitchell, it'll be very hard to catch from the last pair. Williams goes down again. He's not going to get this up.
Well,
Time's ticking away.
Look at this from Mitchell, under 15. 16. Running at a time. Will he make 17? Almost. Oh, that was so close.
Did he get it? No.
It always comes down.
He was really close there.
With 10 reps, give it up
Well,
for
10 reps then for Eddie Williams, tying for third. But my goodness me, I mean,
And blasting out
Mitchell could have kept going, I think. Managed 16, almost managed 17. Takes the lead.
Yeah, I think he could have done 14 sitting in a chair. He's just got such powerful shoulders and probably about all he could train when he had the Achilles snap. So he's still strong there.
Great Britain, the reigning Europe's
to the
strongest
Brit,
man,
Luke Stoltman.
Luke Stoltman.
39 years old, not feeling it yet.
Canada, Tristan
Hoth, a debutant, world's strongest man.
This is extraordinary, isn't it? Hoeth leading this heat at the moment. Let's see what he's like in the shoulders. We just don't know that much about Hoeth. He's had back-to-back wins at the Magnus Classic and another event in Martinique, but neither of them had any of the top players at them. So he's good at this as well. Look at this. He's going for number 8. He's ahead of Stoltman, who's incredibly powerful in the shoulders. Europe's strongest man on the left, getting beaten by the debutant here.
Well, as so often, it sometimes seems that debutants, they don't know what they're supposed to be able to do, and so they do a lot better than we think they're going to.
It's definitely a bit of that. He seems to be the all-round player, though. It's amazing, Hoeth. His legs are really wide there. I mean, isn't the best place to thrust from, but it doesn't make a difference. Whatever he does, it's going well here for Hoeth. Goodness me, could he get 16 reps like Mitchell?
Well, it's coming down to this. No! Oh, that's such a shame for Hoeth. 11 for Stoltman. That's enough to tie for third.
Let's hear it for Luke Stoltman.
But my goodness me, story of the day really seems to be about the Canadian. Have we found another mighty Canadian following in the footsteps of Mitchell Hooper? I think so. Tristan Hoth.
Just 1 rep short of Trey Mitchell. Very impressive indeed. Very solid, honest reps too.
So Trey Mitchell takes the Globe Viking press with 16 reps. And after 4 events, Tristan Hoth maintains his lead over the field. Luke Stoltman and Eddie Williams currently in contention to possibly face the stone off. Trey Mitchell right behind them. Anything could happen. And only 1 more event to decide who will drive themselves directly into automatic qualification for the final. It's the car walk when we return to the SBD World's Strongest Man.
World's Strongest Man on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by SBD, proudly supporting the world's strongest athletes. By Visit Myrtle Beach, 60 miles of where you belong. By the WSM Store, level up your strength, power up with World's Strongest Man gear. And by Canac, beyond maximum security.
Well, welcome back to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where the athletes of Group 1 will take on their penultimate event, the car walk.
That's right, 1,000 pounds they have to lift up and try and run down the course over 20 meters. That's over 60 feet. 1 minute is the time limit. Our first pair up was Kevin Ferris and Oscar Zilkowski. Neither man able to complete the course. Ferris, he did the furthest, 12.91 meters.
So Eddie Williams, all the way from Australia to compete here this year. Let's learn more about him in his SBD Power Profile.
My name is Eddie Williams. I'm 33, 6'4", 375 pounds, and I'm representing Australia. My favorite thing about coming here is the brotherhood and just to see where I stand in the world. I have been competing strongman for a while, and this has been my most consistent training block that I've ever had, so I'm really excited to see how I fare up against the competition. Content creating, music has all taken a back seat to strongman, so I really just want to give myself the best chance, I guess, while I'm young.
Thank you.
Music's not going anywhere, but I can't get a second chance on being 30, 35. You can't go back. So I've really prioritized this window and being a strongman.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I wouldn't be here without my wife, Hannah, and she knows that. I tell her every day I couldn't do it without her. She pretty much runs my life, and I am successful today because of her. I want to be the first ever Polynesian world's strongest man. And whether that's this year, next year, or the years that I'm blessed with, I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Representing Australia,
Eddie Williams.
Eddie Williams.
In the car now. Thank God it's a convertible. He'll be going head-to-head
Representing
with
the United
Trey
States,
Mitchell
Trey Mitchell.
in this car walk. This car walk, of course, not a cakewalk. Cakewalk would be a lot less impressive, Colin. Probably wouldn't be televised. But Eddie Williams off to a fast start.
I mean, he's a former rugby player. He's a giant, strong man. Poor Trey Mitchell with that snap to keys. Look at this! It's over! What has happened? That was unbelievable speed.
He's in fourth gear all the way. Whereas Trey Mitchell, his car slightly stalled. Now, struggling to find that balance, isn't he? Very difficult. You don't want any of those tyres to bite into the floor.
Yeah, it becomes really difficult once it goes down. Just trying to stand up and squat it up again. 453 kilos, 1,000 pounds of weight. And, well, we've talked about his Achilles, probably too much, poor guy. And he wants to leave that behind, but it's very hard to propel yourself forward on your calf muscles when you've had such an injury so recently. Remember, though, he is a 4 times World's Strongest Man finalist. And whatever happens in this heat this year, it's amazing he managed to make it back and compete at all.
I think his GPS let him down slightly there. No such problems for Eddie Williams. Currently in the lead, 14.06 seconds. Well, only one event remains before deciding who will take the automatic qualification to the World's Strongest Man final. Can Tristan Hoth do what it takes to get one more event win and secure his spot? Find out next. Well, welcome back to the very lovely Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, for the continuation of the car walk, Group 1.
Representing
Featuring
Great Britain,
Luke Stoltman of Britain, just 2.5 points behind the leader, Canada's Tristan Hoth. This gentleman just done so extraordinarily well.
Amazing, he won 2 of the first 4 events. If he wins this one, the 5th event, he'll go straight into the final, the top 10 in the world. Great start. It's hard to imagine this was a family car once, and 4 people fitted in there.
Yeah, look at this, 14.06 to win. He's not going to do that. It's still a fast time.
Yes, much depends on what Luke Stoltman does here as well. He's gone down once, he started quickly, he's catching, no! It's Hoeth.
Wow. It did look for a moment like Stoltman was posing quite the danger to Hoeth.
SBD,
But with that second place, Tristan Hoth makes it through to the final.
Unbelievable. Probably the favourite for the group, Europe's Strongest Man in 3rd place here in the car walk. He's going to have to go into the stone-off with Eddie Williams. That's a brutal stone-off coming up. Yes, Eddie Williams might have won this car walk. Hoeth second. But Hoeth overall on points has done enough work that his heats are over. Into the final, big Eddie Williams, 2 out of 5 event wins. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the leaderboard to see exactly where he and Luke Stoltman are, to see who's going to be going first in the stone-up. But there's your man, there's your winner of Heat 1.
And he's with James and Eddie now.
Tristan, it's quite a run of Canadian success that we're having here at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, it's been many years in the making. I mean, JF, Maxine, Hooper now, West coming up. Like, there's many of us coming here.
Certainly are. You mentioned JF. Jeff Garon is actually here. He's been helping you out with your training. JF, would you come in and join us for a second? Hello there, JF. Great to see you back here at World's Strongest Man. And I know you've been helping out Tristan and a lot of the athletes.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be there, you know, retiring now, but really proud, you know, Tristan get the final at his first appearance. Also the first athlete qualified for the 2024 final this year. Really proud, and I was happy yesterday because I was driving to came here from Quebec City and watching the 2 Canadian guys, you know, at the night coach, and also Mitchell winning the deadlift. And I was a little crying in my truck, you know.
You, of course, famously made the podium. You made 8 straight finals. What a legend you were here. How many Canadians are we going to get on the podium this year, do you think?
I will get 3.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Eddie, what are your thoughts on Tristan and how far he can go in this final?
Well, you just proved how far he can go. You know, you're just absolutely fair to say you've dominated the heats. You've done very, very well. Going straight into the final easily, in my opinion. You've had someone like JF coaching you, which is a great privilege. JF is one of the greats. How does it feel training with JF and being on the stage? I'm sure you've grown up watching JF compete in strongman. So how does it feel now you're in amongst the crowd, so to say?
Yeah, I mean, watching, JF, Maxime, Hooper now, like seeing them progress, and JF with his long running career, it's amazing to be a part of it, and, you know, another Canadian to step up into the final.
Woo. Yes, we Canuck, everybody. JF Caron and Tristan Hoth, winner of Group 1.
Well, as Canadian legend, JF Caron says, we have our first finalist, and he's Canadian. Tristan Hoth takes the group and the automatic qualification to the final. Eddie Williams and Luke Stoltman now headed to the Stone-Off to battle it out for the second spot available in this group. The excitement continues when we return to the SBD World's Strongest Man.
World's Strongest Man on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by SBD, proudly supporting the world's strongest athletes. By the WSM Store, level up your strength, power up with World's Strongest Man gear. By Visit Myrtle Beach, 60 miles of where you belong. And by Connect, beyond maximum security.
Well, here we are. You ready for this? The time has come for the final event of Group 1's qualifying round, the Stone-Off.
Absolutely. 6 stones, they just get heavier and heavier, all the way up to the 440-pound stone. The man who finished third in the previous 5 events goes first. The man who finished second, his advantage is he receives the stone each time. Just one lift over with each stone and you move up heavier and heavier. Luke Stoltman then up against Eddie Williams. Eddie has that second place advantage. Luke Stoltman, Europe's strongest man, finds himself in a very awkward position. He gets this over, and Eddie has to get it back, and they move on and upwards.
You have 20 seconds to return the stone. At some points it gets very psychological. You just want to make it look as light as you can to the other guy. Return it as fast as possible, as if to say, I could do this all day.
Oh, big time, yeah. This is a test of, obviously, all body strength, because that's what stone lifting is all about, but who can keep cool under fire? A little bit of gamesmanship as well. As soon as he blows the whistle, yeah. Stoltman, no bother. Easy.
Stoltman very, very experienced at this, of course. And Williams with that raw power. Both men with that pine resin, that tacky on their arms, just to give them a little bit of grip.
Yeah, that's what all the hand touching's about, just to make sure the tacky glue is evenly spaced around the hands and the arms. Does make a big difference, especially when you start to get sweaty. There's number 4, on to the 5th one. And we're up at 400 pounds, over actually.
Both men making it look very easy. But as soon as this stone is over, things get very interesting.
Well, that's as easy a 5 as we've seen. 440 pounds now, the big daddy. And if they both get this over, they keep going. They just go until one man cannot.
Williams, reasonably comfortable looking return. But as you say, this could now go on for months until one man can do it no more.
Well, Stoltman certainly looks comfortable, but he is the shorter man. Williams about 4 inches taller almost. And that's a big advantage, but his technique just doesn't look quite as slick as Stoltman's. That was pretty good, though. This is game on. 440 pounds, they'll get tired quickly, surely.
Well, Stoltman is nothing if not a battler.
That's well said. And he's constantly just touching his tacky, making sure he's ready. Williams trying to play the psychological game, get it back as quick as possible. It was fairly quick. There's nothing in it at the moment. Oh, Stoltman just faltering a bit there. catching his breath. But he gets it over. Remember, he's always got to get one more than Williams, so Williams returns this. Although they've done the same. Oh, there's a slip. Goodness me.
There's a slip as both men get sweatier, more tired.
Oh, no.
This could be it for Williams, couldn't it?
He's only got a few seconds left. He's got to go for this.
They got it.
Has to hit it now and hit it hard. That's it. Well, Eddie Williams put up a brave fight. They'll now be stuck together for hours with that pine resin. That's it for them. That's just what they look like now. But Luke Stoltman, well, we're going to see him in the final again.
Great sportsmanship from Eddie Williams. Luke Stoltman into his fifth final. Fifth WSM final. He's number 2 through. Eddie Williams, I'm afraid, is out. But a lot better than last year when he finished 6th. This year, well, very honourable 3rd place. A drive from Stoltman. Thought he was starting to falter, but it was Eddie Williams in the end. Just couldn't get it off the ground, slipping before he got it to the knees.
Well, both men will need a 5-hour shower after that. But we have our first 2 finalists in the 2024 SBD World's Strongest Man, Hoeth and Stoltman. Australia's Eddie Williams came so close, and we say farewell to 2 American favourites and Zielakowski, the Pole. But 24 athletes remain to battle it out for a coveted spot in the SBD World's Strongest Man final. With one of the strongest and most competitive fields in the history of the competition, each athlete must be at the top of their game in order to advance. For James Richardson, Eddie Hall and Colin Bryce, I'm Danny Wallace. In association with 45 Live, this has been a presentation of CBS Sports.